Good day to everyone. Today I'm going to show you on how to create a blueprint actor. But first, when we say a blueprint actor, it is a feature in Unreal Engine where you can create an actor using any components like materials, sounds, particles, material instance, for example, or any resources that you have in Unreal Engine project. So to start, let's say we're going to create a Minecraft Nether portal. So we all have the resources that we need, like the obsidian, crying obsidian, and the portal, like this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a blueprint actor with these resources. So to start, all you have to do is right click in content browser. For me, it's easier to create a new blueprint through a content browser by clicking or right clicking on an area or on its area like this one. So just right click and look for blueprint class. This is where we're going to select the blueprint actor. Then once we select the blueprint class, a window will appear where you can select different kinds of blueprints like actor, pawn, character, player controller, game mode base, actor components, scene components, and so on. So there's a lot of categories that you can select in blueprint class. But here we're going to select the blueprint actor. So it says an actor is an object that can be placed or spawned in the world or in the level of the game. So just select this and a new file will appear on your content browser. So this is what a blueprint actor looks like. So this is the icon. So we're going to name this blueprint as B underscore nether portal. So that's the name of our blueprint actor. Then inside this folder that we created, the tutorial folder, we're going to create a new folder named blueprint. Then let's put our blueprint there. Let's move this blueprint. Then let's open this blueprint class that we created, or the blueprint actor. So this is what a blueprint viewport looks like. So when you're creating a blueprint, we have these three tabs. So the viewport, the construction script, and the event graph. So this is all the main tabs that you have in a blueprint creation. So in the event graph, this is where the nodes that you need to create an interaction or the other codes that you need to apply on a blueprint will be created, especially on the construction script. So for now, what we all what we're going to do is we're going to build a blueprint in viewport. So it's like you're building a Lego in blueprint. So the Lego pieces that you need is what you call the components. As you can see, we have this kind of round white or the white sphere in the viewport. So this white sphere is the indicator that you have the level of the blueprint. It's like the upper part of the sphere is the upward level. The lower part is the downward level. So when you're creating a ceiling light or a ceiling fan, it's the indicator that you can put the components of the actor that you're creating below the level of the sphere. But when you're creating upward actors like chair, table, and so on, that you're placing an actor upward, so this is where you put the components, the upward level. So now we're creating another portal. So all what we need is we're going to add components like the materials that we created earlier, the obsidian blocks and the nether portals, and especially the crying obsidians. So to do that, what we're going to do is let's add a component named static mesh. So static mesh is a component used to create an instance of a static mesh like materials or a literal static mesh that you have in your resources. In here, we have the static mesh. Let's create another static mesh by duplicating it. And let's name this obsidian. Obsidian bottom. Then let's drag it inside the static mesh that we have earlier. So what we're going to do is this obsidian bottom, we're going to make it a block in Minecraft. So in a starter resources a of an Unreal project, we already have this a static mesh called 1M cube. That's what we're going to use to create a to create an obsidian block. Then in materials, we're going to call the obsidian material. And this is our first component in a blueprint actor. So to make it easier to build an actor, it is best if you use the orthographic views like top, bottom, left, right, front, back. So for me, to make it easier to build a nether portal, we're going to use a front view. This is what a front view looks like in wireframe. So let's change the wireframe into unlit. So this is the front view of the uh, blueprint that we are creating. So we're going to level this component upward. Then let's adjust its scale, maybe X. So let's multiply X into, or let's adjust the X into. Then here we go. We have the first component of the nether portal. So next, we're going to duplicate this. Then let's name this obsidian top. Then drag it on top like this one. So as I can remember, the nether portal is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 blocks top in Minecraft. So let's adjust this just like this one. So you see, the grid is very helpful when you're creating a blueprint actor. So now, let's duplicate this one into another obsidian. Let's name this obsidian left. So this is the obsidian left. So let's resize it to fit the left side of the nether portal. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The z-axis is 5 blocks height, like this one. And let's duplicate this obsidian left. Then let's name this obsidian right. And this is how a nether portal looks like. But I think to make it more appealing, let's say, let's put a crying obsidian in each corners. So let's resize the left and right into, let's say, just 3. And let's duplicate any static mesh that we have. into Crying Obsidian top left. So let's make it a single block. Then let's move it in the upper left side of the portal. Then let's change the material into Crying Obsidian. So let's use the material instance Crying Obsidian 1. Let's duplicate this. Let's name this Cry Obsidian top right. Then let's duplicate this. Then let's make it bottom right, bottom left. Then let's duplicate this into bottom right. And this is what our nether portal looks like. So let's change the view into perspective. And this is our nether portal. You see, we have a missing piece, which is the actual portal. So let's head back to the perspective front. Let's create a new static mesh. Let's name this portal. So this is the static mesh of the portal. Then let's look for a suitable static mesh. So in a starter content, we all have the resources. We'll just look for a better one. And I think the one cube still suits the best static mesh that we need. Then let's look for portal as its material. And maybe the nether portal 2, the downward, is the best one. Then let's resize the scale of the portal. So 2 for X, then 3 for Y. Then this is the portal looks like. But I think let's adjust the thickness of the portal. So let's say the left perspective. Let's make it a little bit thinner. Let's say let's adjust the x axis by 2 point by 0.25. So let's see how it looks like. So this is what our nether portal looks like, but it's still missing some pieces that we need, because in nether portal of Minecraft, its portal is glowing, right? And it has a little bit sound. So let's say we put some glowiness in our portal. So inside the portal component, let's add another component like let's say audio. So in audio, let's look for a best sound. So in starter content, we already have the collapse queue, fire spark queue, explosion queue, so light queue, and steam queue. So let's check the steam queue. Okay, maybe the steam queue is the best uh, option for the audio. And the steam queue have its properties like a perimeter where the sound can be heard, while, which depends on the perimeter or the uh, area or the range set on it. So before we proceed to any adjustment or any components that we need to add in our Nether portal, let's save this first, compile it. So don't forget to compile your blueprint always. And let's add our component here. So let's just remove these actors that we don't need, especially the text. And let's rotate our first person character. Let's restore this on its original place. This one. Then let's drag and drop our Nether portal in front. So this is our Nether portal. Okay, so maybe let's just pin the Nether portal a little bit in the floor. Okay, it's better. So let's play the game. As you can see, this is our Nether portal. Looks like this is the blueprint actor of our Nether portal, and we applied the audio. So the farther the character gets, the lower the sound you can hear in the Nether portal. But when you get closer, the higher the volume of the audio that we applied in the Nether portal. So that's the perimeter set on the audio that we used. So we can increase that audio and the pitch. So let's adjust that. In the audio, we have the default volume multiplier 1. So this is the volume of the audio or the cue that we have. So let's say increase it by 4 maybe to make it a little bit louder when we get closer. And the pitch, the lower the pitch, the bigger the audio looks like. The higher the pitch, the thinner it sounds. So let's make it a little lower. Let's say 0.10 maybe. Let's check the sound. Okay, you see the sound of the portal is a little bit higher because we adjust the volume multiplier from 1 to 4 and the pitch from 1 to 0.10. And I think the sound suits the portal. It's closer to the sound of the actual Minecraft Nether portal in the game. Now that we have the Nether portal, it's still missing some pieces that we need. The glowiness. You see, in real Minecraft Nether portal, we have some kind of glow in the portal. So let's add that glow in our blueprint actor. So inside the portal, let's add another component we call light. So there are different components of light that you can use. You have directional, where you can apply a light, just like in a flashlight. A point light, it's like you're using this point light when you're creating a candlelight, a fireplace, just like that. Skylight, in the environment, we use this to apply some light source that comes from sky, especially. And the spotlight, it's like a directional light, but it's a little bit bigger, I think. It's like a directional light, which is a bigger and little bit brighter. Then we have the rectangle light. So in this um, actor that we're creating, I think the rectangle light is the suitable light that we need. So here we have the rectangle light. Let's rotate this and let's face the rectangle light in the front of our blueprint. So to make sure it's in the front, okay, this is the front. So let's say we move the rectangle light a little bit forward like that, and let's switch to front view. Let's adjust the scale, same as the portal. So Z axis is 3, Y is 2. I think it's not resized as we expected. So let's say manually. We adjust it manually. No. So let's check the perspective view. Okay, I think instead of the scale, we use the source width and height. So let's head back to front view. Let's adjust the source width by I think 120 or not. So 200. Okay, that fits. Then the source height maybe 300. So let's check. Okay, so 300 fits it. And let's say uh, let's check first the light color. Okay, let's look a best light color for our portal by changing this. Let's look this one. Use our let's use eyedropper. No, no. Let's look for the best color. Maybe this one. Let's check the perspective view. Okay, but it's a little bit dim. Let's brighten it up. Let's say 5 to 9,000. Let's make it 10,000. Okay. So I think it's better now. Let's check the level. Okay, you see there is a brightness now in our portal. So we only put rectangular in front, but in the back. Okay, let's add another one in the back. So let's rename this rectangle light as back. Then let's duplicate this. Let's name this front. Ano, it should be, the one should be front, and the duplicate should be the back. So let's move this another one in the back. Let's move it forward. So let's save this, compile, and let's check. You see, using the rectangle light, we already have the effects of the glow of the portal. So it fits the nether portal that we created. And let's say we add another one in the portal. So we don't have enough resources of particles that we need in this blueprint, but in starter content, as I can remember, we have this kind of particle, the dust particle. Maybe that one is enough. So let's add another component in our portal. Let's look for particle system. Then let's look for dust. This one. So let's save and compile our blueprint. So let's check the output. So you can't really see the dust, but when you look closer, look really close, you can see it. So the dust has its parameter. So when you get closer to the portal, you can clearly see the dust near the portal. Around it, you see there is dust. And I think this is the best components that we have to create the nether portal. So to make it a little bit beautiful, I'm going to create another blueprint actors. So I will fast forward this part of the video. Okay, so now I already have the final output of the two blueprints that we created. So I just create an obsidian wall to make it to make the wall more like it is built in obsidian, and we have the nether portal in the middle. So this is the final output of the blueprint of the nether portal, and this is how we create a blueprint actor in Unreal Engine. So as you can see, it looks like the real final, the real Minecraft game. So we're not done yet here because we don't have any nodes that we applied in the event trap. But in the next video, I'm going to show you on how to apply nodes in the event trap, how to make the blueprint interact uh, on a level or in a world. But for now, this is how we create a blueprint actor in Unreal Engine.